motive, what is definition? Ulterior motive basically mean the desire for profit, adoration, and distinction, which is basically the fundamental premise of materialistic pursuit, materialistic life. Everybody wants profit, some money, some sense gratification, some name and fame from themselves, a distinctive position. This is characteristic. Whereas in spiritual life, one has to think in terms of Krishna is the ultimate Lord, is our dear spiritual or supreme personality of Godhead, and we render service to him under the direction of the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. It's a different kind of mindset. In other words, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, Nadhanam, Najanam, Nasundarim. This is not just some secret formula that he has given here, but it's something for every devotee, every Vaishnava devotee, particularly Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, to basically understand that I don't want any wealth, I don't want any beautiful woman, I don't want any followers, I don't want to be a very famous poet, Kavitam va Jagadish. What do you want? If you don't want all that, everybody in the material world wants that. Mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhaktirai tukitwai. I simply want your service, causeless service, birth after birth, without any personal motivation. And we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the life of Ishwara Puri, Madhavendra Puri, so many great devotees, completely, totally dedicated to Lord Krishna. So many examples of great Vaishnavacharyas in our Sampradaya. Very, very important. When we see there's a poetry by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and most of devotees are familiar with this. It's in the Song of the Vaishnavacharyas. This particular poetry is basically a description. It's called Gopinath, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur is addressing Lord Gopinath and praising him, basically explaining how he feels as a devotee, as a pure devotee. But it's amazing the level of the depth of understanding. I'm just going to read a few sections of it because I think it's very important for us to remember who we're dealing with here. Okay, hold on here. Let me just get the page here. Okay, this is text number 1. O Gopinath, Lord of the Gopis, please hear my prayer. I am a materialistic rascal, always full of lust. I have no good qualifications. Text number 2. O Gopinath, you are my only resort. As your eternal servant, I take shelter of your lotus feet. Text number 3. O Gopinath, how can I uplift myself? I don't know anything regarding devotional service. I am weak-minded and I have fallen to a pit of illusion. Number 4. O Gopinath, everything is here but your illusory energy. I have no power or pure knowledge, and I am bound by a material body. Number 5. O Gopinath, I desire to remain always at your lotus feet. Please take this sinner weeping and show me your mercy. Number 6. O Gopinath, you can do anything. You have purified the most wicked by your power, but who is more wicked than me? Number 7. O Gopinath, you are the vessel of kindness. You enter into this mundane world and display your sublime pastimes for the sake of the fallen souls. Number 8. O Gopinath, I am the sinner of sinners, yet I sit waiting for you to take me, for many demons have effaced your lotus feet. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur goes on for 2-3 sections with these wonderful feelings and expressions of what it means to be a pure devotee. Very important. In 1976 at Mayapur, I had the opportunity to speak with Jayananda Prabhu, and I raised the issue, well, why don't you just take sannyas? He says, oh, no, I can't do that. I can never do that. I said, well, why not? Oh, you see, because that would be a disgrace to the Vedic culture for me to take sannyas. The amazing humility of this person. I mean, we didn't quite realize at the time when we saw Jayananda. I mean, we saw how he was busy going to to the market to bring some vegetables, speaking to so many people, building the Ratha Yatra carts, reading the Krishna book. And then it is amazing mentality, this constant selfless service mentality. Just a perfect example. What does it mean practically? What does it practically mean to be a pure devotee? That was done by Jayananda. We saw Prabhupada, the empowered Acharya, the topmost pure devotee, but because devotees will sometimes say, well, are there any other examples besides Prabhupada of somebody in this life who achieved that level? And Jayananda was on that level. He was on that level. So it's a very special example that Krishna has provided for us, and Srila Prabhupada has provided this exalted soul. I told the story a couple times how in 1977 in Vrindavan, in the beginning of May, Srila Prabhupada was talking with his godbrother, Dr. Obiel Kapoor. And what happened, he had just heard that Jayananda departed his body in Los Angeles while hearing the Maha Mantra. Mm-hmm. And he was discussing with Obiel Kapoor, and he started to quote from the Bhagavad Gita, that chapter 4, text number 9, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mamiti so Arjuna. And Prabhupada started to cry. And I was in the room like, wow, what's going on here? Like Prabhupada is saying he remembered Krishna because he was handling the conversation in English and Hindi, or a couple of Sanskrit quotes. But when it came to explaining how he went back to God and Prabhupada got emotional, he was crying to hear Dāsa, this exalted soul was obviously thinking of Krishna at the time of death and hearing the Maha Mantra and went back to Godhead. So it was a very, very special position. Prabhupada even told that his picture should be on the Ratha Yatra carts and his disappearance day should be celebrated by devotees. I wanted to address one thing, because several devotees have raised the question whether or not one should fast on the disappearance day of Jayananda. Well, a person can fast half a day. That's a normal procedure on many acharyas' appearance and disappearance days. But again, Prabhupada, I don't think, has given many details with how he wanted us to observe Jayananda's disappearance day. But out of respect for this great soul, it's quite significant to fast a half a day. That's a good procedure for those who can do it. Hare Krishna.